Hello everyone and welcome to our channel.
Located in the heart of the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas, you'll find a new addition to their bold culinary lineup, Amaya Modern Mexican restaurant.
Amaya envelops guests in an ambiance inspired by the rustic elegance and lush tree canopy tropics of the Yucatan Peninsula, all while blending the coastal flavors and bold spices of Mexico to create a multi-sensory experience. In fact, it's claimed that Amaya captures the vibrant spirit of Tulum.
While their menu may attempt to celebrate the art of modern Mexican cuisine, does Amaya stand out amongst the so many competitors on the Las Vegas Strip?
Or is it simply all flash and high prices, a trend that we've grown all too used to seeing in today's Las Vegas?
We're about to find out, so strap in and stick around as we take you on a dinner at Amaya Modern Mexican on today's episode of James and Paul Try It All. Before we start, we want to advise that we were not compensated by Amaya to make this video. All opinions are our own and are based on our experience at the time of dining. We believe that even if a restaurant doesn't fully please us, it may please you based on your reason for dining or vibe. In short, we encourage you to keep an open mind with the understanding that we're only providing an opinion based on our experience.
Alrighty, folks, we have just been seated here at Amaya. Now, it is a very, very loud restaurant. The music is bumping. There's a really cool tropical vibe to it, but it's also very dimly lit to create a kind of very moody atmosphere. But the bass is a lot, so we hope you're able to hear us. We're going to be holding the mics here tonight. In the meantime, we've just placed an order for some cocktails. Those will be out shortly, but we're looking over the menu to see what we're going to go ahead and order. Don't go anywhere. This should be a lot of fun.
Now, the menu at Amaya offers a selection of appetizers, ceviches, and mains. Do keep in mind that as this is on the Strip and at the Cosmopolitan, prices are definitely on the higher end. Amaya also features fire performers and dancers during dinner service on Thursday and Saturday from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is a lot of fun and it definitely adds to a vibe.
Alrighty, friends, our cocktails have arrived. I'm needing a little bit of a pick-me-up, so I went with an Espresso Martini. This Espresso Martini is going to be made with absolute vanilla, vanilla syrup, liqueur 43, and cold brew espresso. Let's give it a taste. Hopefully it helps me wake up a little bit. That's delightful. There's obviously very strong vanilla notes from the vanilla syrup and the liqueur 43. I get a tiny hit of citrus from the liqueur 43 as well. The cold brew espresso is flavorful. It is definitely on the sweeter side for an espresso martini, but it is great.
For my cocktail, I decided to go with the Fuego y Hielo, which is going to be, basically translates to fire and ice. Now, when they brought this drink out, they lit the sugar cube on fire, and I just have to give them props on presentation. Now, the Fuego y Hielo is going to be añejo, blood orange, vanilla syrup, lemon juice, angostura, and fire bitters. It sounds very tropical with a little bit of a spicy kick to it. Let's give it a sip. That's a unique flavor. It's very hard to describe. The fire bitters is definitely leaving a little bit of a heat in the back of my throat, but it's not overtly hot either. I'm getting punched by all of the different fruit flavors in here, especially the blood orange. It's very tart. As I'm drinking further into this, I'm getting a little bit more of a cooling aspect. So I think what they're trying to go with this is, of course, fire and ice.
So I'm trying Paul's cocktail as well, and I have to say, it reminds me of something, but I can't quite. I just got it. You know what it reminds me of? Red Hots. It tastes just like a Red Hot. Here, try it again and tell me that does not taste like a Red Hot.
Oh my God, that is a Red Hot. I couldn't put it on there, but yeah, it's a Red Hot. I'm quite happy with this beverage. If you like something that's a little bit spicy, a little bit different, go with the Fuego y Hielo. Now, our chips and salsa have arrived, so we're gonna tuck into these.
All right, going for a little dippy dip on the salsa here. The chips are fresh and crunchy. The salsa, so far, I feel like it could be a little bit hotter, but it's very flavorful. I'll give it that, though. It's not spicy. At least not, yeah. Definitely got that good roasted, like almost pseudo smoky flavor. I dig that. It's not mind-blowing, but it's not bad, for free chips and salsa. Hey, I'll take it. Alrighty, folks, our Queso Fundido has arrived. They've brought some flour tortillas wrapped up in here. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. I can, and I probably will, just fork it, but more traditionally, you go in and just kind of scoop it. However, this is boiling lava hot right now. It is literally bubbling all around, so I would prefer not to burn my hands. We're gonna mix up some of that chorizo in there. I do love a queso fundido, especially with good looking chorizo like this. Ooh, there's chilies in there too. Nice. Oh yeah, that is boiling lava hot. This is gonna hurt. First off, I love the tortilla. It's a wonderful flour tortilla flavor. It's not gummy, it's soft and delicious. And then I gotta say, that queso fundido, despite being, again, incredibly hot, like burning my tongue, the flavors are beautiful. The chorizo is very strong, very spicy. Not like hot spicy, but there's a lot of spice to it. Really delicious. Burning to the tortilla though, oh my God. Greasy too. There's some green chili in there as well. Really flavorful. Who doesn't love melted cheese?
My turn to try this queso fundido. Looks amazing. Nice little cheese pull. Let's go ahead and give this a bite. Now, I do want to say the structure of these tortillas is pretty amazing. They're definitely house-made. I don't think it's as spicy as I want it to be, but I will say it's a little bit more smokier. Would I like a little more heat in mine? Probably, but I'm not gonna complain on it because I'm getting flavor from the chorizo. There's onions inside. I would like to maybe see a little more heat, but then again, taste is always subjective. You might not want a lot of heat and get punched with a smoky chili flavor, but I will say it's kind of light. It's a great queso fundido to just enjoy with some tortillas, some friends, and just enjoy some cheese. Who doesn't like cheese and chorizo? You can even take your chips, if you run out of the tortillas, and just dip them right in. Who doesn't love cheese? Okay, that is hot. It's a little hot. We're gonna go ahead and enjoy our chips and salsa. We're gonna go ahead and enjoy the appetizers. And then we will be back when our entrees come out, so stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our main courses after these messages. We want to provide our sincerest thanks to Jim, Kim, and Dan, as well as Stephanie for their recent donations to the channel via PayPal or YouTube's Super Thanks feature. Thank you so much for the support, and please know that the donations do help keep the channel running. If you are enjoying the content and you do want to support, why not leave a super thanks? Or you may donate via the QR code on the screen. If you want to support for free, share the video with someone you know, as those signals will help YouTube push this video. Once again, thank you to everyone for the support.
Hi there, everyone. I really hope that you're enjoying today's video. If you are, please take a moment to hit that like button, as well as subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, why not hit that little bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. These small actions may not seem like much to you, but really they help our channel out immeasurably. YouTube will push our videos out to more viewers just like you and help us be seen as well as grow. Thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Alrighty guys, our entrees have arrived. We've gone with the Sizzling Fajitas, the Carne Asada Sizzling Fajitas, as well as the Lobster Enchiladas. I'm gonna go ahead and start with the Lobster Enchiladas here. Let's just dig right in. Now the Lobster Enchiladas are gonna be made with lobster, guajillo, avocado, and a lobster cream sauce. I will say with the giant plates, it's kind of frustrating on a small table. That looks super yummy. Those are yummy, but once again, I kind of wish there was a little bit more spice. Amaya is likely shaping up to be a great place for Mexican if you're not accustomed to spicy Mexican food. Let me go in for another bite right here real quick, get some more lobster in there. The guajillo has a good flavor to it though. That lobster flavor is pronounced, but it's very much masked by all the other ingredients. I just was kind of hoping for slightly stronger lobster flavor.
So I'm gonna go ahead and dig into these Carne Asada Sizzling Fajitas. Now it's paired with some cheese, some pico, some sour cream, some tortillas under this beautiful little dome. We're gonna go ahead and give it a bite. One thing you did notice is I went ahead and took a little bit of the sour cream. Not the biggest fan of it, but we try new things on the channel. Let's do it. The meat is very flavorful. There's not really much I can say about these fajitas other than it's your standard carne asada fajita. Now we're gonna go ahead and swap our entrees because I've been eyeing those lobster enchiladas and they look delicious.
Alrighty guys, my turn to make a fajita here. A whole spring onion, literally a whole spring onion. They didn't even bother cutting it up. All right, guys, fajita time. The fajitas are delightful, but I feel like it needs a hint of lime. A spritz of lime on this would be perfect. Beyond that, I'm a little turned off by the fact that there's cheddar cheese on the side. That seems a little too white people Mexican for me. And the sour cream is clearly Daisy. Don't ask me how I know, I just know. I've eaten enough of it in my life to know what Daisy sour cream tastes like. I would have liked like an actual crema. There's plenty of wonderful Mexican cremas out there. You're in Vegas. There's no shortage of Mexican restaurants and Mexican food suppliers out here. The ingredients are very fresh. I'll give it that. And Paul's right, the meat has a wonderful flavor, it's seasoned great. I'm not expecting fajitas to be spicy. Traditionally, they're not spicy. It's bordering a little too much on white people Mexican food for me. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that if you're expecting more authentic Mexican food, and fajitas themselves are on that very gray line of authentic to not, I just say temper your expectations. That being said, they're not bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still delicious. I was just hoping that for a restaurant that tries so hard to play into the atmosphere of Mexico, it would come across as well in the food.
You pretty much took the words out of my mouth. So I'm excited to try these lobster enchiladas, and wow, there's a celebration happening right behind us. It is a very noisy restaurant, so I hope y'all can hear this. Let's take a bite. I don't really have many, if any, complaints on these. I will agree with James, though, that it does need a little bit more of a kick to them. It feels very safe, but the flavors are all there. The lobster cream's delicious. I'm getting the hint of lobster. I really wish they might have been stuffed with a little bit more lobster. I do wish that there was a little bit more risk taken with it and a little bit more bold flavor. But you saw the extra element of avocado here to give some extra freshness. I can't be mad at this dish. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish up our entrees, and then we will be back with our final thoughts here on Amaya Modern Mexican.
Alrighty guys, we have just wrapped up our dinner at Amaya. Now we did debate dessert, but ultimately we're pretty stuffed.
I have some thoughts.
Yeah. I want to interject before you go all negative, Nancy. It's fine. There's nothing inherently bad about Amaya.
No, and I agree with your statement on that. I fully agree with that. I think that this is a great restaurant if you want to just come celebrate something with friends, if you want a nightclub feel with blasting music, and you just want to have that woo girl energy. I think it's a great place for a Mexican-inspired meal.
Emphasis on inspired, and I also want to point out there were a lot of woo girls in there. Yeah, a lot of woo girls.
I feel like, yes, I'm being a little overly critical on it. I know what they're going for here. They're going for that fun party vibe that Cosmopolitan is known for. But for me, what I felt about it was that it was mostly flash without much substance.
Right. The overall vibe said to me is it reminded me of something, of a restaurant that you would find in Mexico, don't get me wrong, but like at an all-inclusive resort by a Hilton.
Now, initially going into this, I looked at the menu. I've, seen some of the other people's vlogs, the reviews. My honest feedback and thoughts is that this is a Great place if
If you want white people Mexican food.
white people Mexican food that wants to feel elevated.
It's not bad. Our meals were delicious. The queso fundido was delightful.
After our last trip where we visited a place like Javier's, they weren't afraid to kick up some of the heat in those dishes. They actually went a little bit more of the traditional route with some of those dishes.
Yes.
You can definitely tell that one restaurant is going more for aesthetics and the other one is going more for a little bit more care towards the food and the dishes.
Right. I think that Javier's does a better job respecting the source ingredients,
Yeah.
the original idea of a lot of these dishes. And Amaya, again, is trying to cater to this very wide audience, and I think that ultimately the flavor is kind of suffering because of that.
I know what they're going for with Amaya, but I do want to also stress that if you are coming here for a traditional culinary experience, this is probably not going to be what you're going to get. But what you are going to get is a good place to bring your friends, party vibe, and just have a good meal.
Yeah.
When I say good meal, I mean have a fun meal.
Yes. The fire dancers, that's a nifty touch. They're there Thursday through Sunday. So if you book, at any other times of the week, don't expect them. And we fully admit that we might be being harsh, but again, maybe it's just because of, say, Paul's upbringing and our exposure to Mexican food, living in the Southwest. I think there's definitely better options out there. On that note, we do want to thank you guys so much for watching today. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to ring the bell icon for notifications whenever a new episode of James and Paul Try It All is released every single Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
We also want to just thank you for your feedback, comments, everything that just keeps the channel going, and it's the reason that we do it. You are the star of the show.
So until next week, we hope you have a great one. Bye.
And this is a good reminder that Ross does exist on the north end of the strip.
Right, not only the north end of the strip, but also the south end of the strip, because there's one right next to MGM Grand, kind of. So really, if you ever need to have a last minute replacement, something like a belt, pair of shoes, swim trunks, hat, it's a good place to stop and get something that's not going to break the bank.